to stop. Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot second. By a hot second I mean over a month. Video content has kind of slowed down on this channel recently because uni started again, so I have been pretty darn busy. I thought I'd just do a bit of a life update, and then as I was thinking about what I could update you on, I was like, why don't I just do a Q&A? So that's what I did. I went onto Instagram and asked if anyone had any questions, and I was very shocked to find out that you did have an awful lot of questions actually, so much so that I don't know if I'm going to be able to answer them all in this video. Thank you if you sent in a question. If you would like to ask me future questions, then follow me on Instagram. I'm @Preece. That was quite hot. Let's begin, shall we? First question, going straight in there. How is third year going? It's going. It's happening. Obviously everything is completely different this year and it's kind of hard to keep up with everything, but my course is going pretty well, I think. Obviously most things are online, which is kind of fine. Like, online learning really hasn't been that much of an issue for me. I've thought it's been okay. The only difficult thing is that we've got a lot of broadcast assessments this year, so that is like TV and radio and stuff like that, which you do need equipment for, and it's quite hard to find people who will be willing to have an interview with you during corona times, especially as we're about to go into a national lockdown, which means I literally won't be able to go and film people at all. Also, Sheffield, which is where I currently am at uni, has been in tier 3 for a little while now. It's been a tricky one, but we're moving, we're thriving, we're getting through third year. How are nights out this year? Well, they're nights in, they're not nights out for a start. At the start of the year, before restrictions came in, I went on a couple of nights out to like bars and stuff, which was really fun, but that's not allowed anymore, so we're just doing a lot of things as a house, which is nice. We've had some really good nights in, to be fair. We just had Halloween, which, like last year, we went to a big club night at the SU and it was like, it was fine, but this year we just had a big night in and it was actually really good banter. We watched a horror film. It was The Woman in Black 2, which for some people is not a horror film, but for me it was the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't do horror films. So that's what nights out are looking like this year. I do feel like we're running out of drinking games though, so if anyone has got any suggestions, let me know. How are you coping with working from home at uni? It's fine. How do you feel about going into national lockdown? I mean, it's definitely needed. It's a weird one. I feel so much better going into this lockdown compared to the last one, because I think we kind of know the deal now, and because I've been in tier 3 for a little while here in Sheffield, it feels like not that much is changing, to be quite honest. Is uni life anything like normal? No. It is in some respects. Like, I do have a couple in-person lectures, so when I'm out, you know, going to them and like rushing around to do things, it kind of feels a bit like uni, but the SU isn't the same, societies aren't the same, and it does just break my little heart a little bit, but we just happen to learn how to live with it. Have you been reading anything good recently? I've stopped reading recently because uni work has just taken over my life. The last book I read was Noughts and Crosses. I don't really like it that much. It is teen fiction, and it read like teen fiction quite a lot. I just wasn't really sold. I think I've moved on from teen fiction now, which breaks my little heart. I read The Flat Share not long ago and it is chef kiss. It's like a perfect rom-com that makes you all warm and fuzzy inside rolled up into a book. It's like a bit cringe, but you know, we kind of love it anyway. I've read 26 books this year, I think. I'm currently reading Kismet by Luke Tredget. A friend gave it to me and she said to me, I think you'd really like this, and then I sort of got like 20 pages in and I was like, okay. So it's about a girl who went to University of Sheffield, who moved to London and has a job in journalism, and she's obsessed with dating apps. Wonder if she's trying to tell me something. What do you use to stay organised? Look, I'm obsessed with Notion. I got it about 2 or 3 weeks ago and it has revolutionised the game for me. Maybe I'll do a Notion tour one day. I don't feel like I'm there yet, but stay tuned. Have you been staying positive? A couple of people have asked me about this, like even people I know have like popped up to me on social media and been like, how are you being positive? Look, I'm not. I'm not being positive, let's be real. I don't post on my public social media accounts when I'm like sad. Oh, trust me, there have been a lot of breakdowns. Anyone in this house can vouch for that. But I'm in a much better headspace now. Oh god. I think the main thing is to just like live in the moment and like I'm trying not to think too far into the future because I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm trying not to think about the past because there are so many things that could have happened but didn't because hashtag coronavirus. So I'm just trying to kind of stay positive on that front, but like, is it working? What content have you got planned for YouTube? Not a lot. YouTube has really taken a backseat for me at the minute because of uni and jobs and social life. Getting back into the swing of things after lockdown has been like an adjustment. I'm just kind of at this crossroads when it comes to what kind of content I want to upload, because I'm third year, so uni content is still very much relevant for me, but in less than a year it will no longer be relevant for me. So I kind of don't know what to do, whether to go for more vlogs, more lifestyle content, or just stick to uni stuff and advice. So let me know what you want to see. Have you had to isolate because of coronavirus? No, I haven't. No one in this house or myself has got coronavirus or been in contact with anyone with coronavirus, so we've been pretty lucky. I think we're the only house I've heard of at uni that hasn't had to at least isolate at this point, because Sheffield is a big hotspot. Netflix recommendations. If you haven't seen When They See Us, it's essential watching, definitely watch it. I recently watched the Blackpink documentary because if you haven't heard, I'm now obsessed with BTS on a new level. So I watched the Blackpink documentary and it was really interesting. Favourite thing about being head of drama at camp? Oh, I think one of my campers asked me this. What's my favourite thing about being head of drama at camp? I don't know. It was everyone. It was all the people. Like, the people made camp so incredible. I also loved just being like in the middle of nowhere in the mountains and like not having any real world troubles. That was a good vibe. Take me back, please. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I did Camp America 2 summers ago. There's a vlog on my channel if you want to watch. How do you feel about graduating this year? I'm scared shitless. What's your dream job? I would love to be some form of presenter, whether that be on a radio show, a podcast, on TV. I feel like video and TV is my true passion, but I also love radio and podcasting. If we're talking real dream, like true goals, it would be something like travel documentary related. I feel like I'm probably more likely to pursue marketing, PR, content creation, that kind of thing, just because it's a bit easier to get into, a bit more reliable. And I also am like really passionate about those things as well, so like I wouldn't hate that either. But like dream would be a presenter, but I don't know how I get there. So what's your favourite book? I mean, if we're disregarding Harry Potter as an option, because obviously that is #1 despite its transphobic author, we don't talk about her, I'd say One Day. It is that, you know, rom-com book. Ooh. But it just is like very close to my heart. When I reread it when I was like just turned 20, it hit me hard, yo. It's really good. What's your favourite thing to do in Sheffield, and what's your favourite things about Sheffield? My favourite thing to do in Sheffield is probably go on nights out or do stuff with my society, realistically. But that's obviously university related, so what's my favourite thing about Sheffield? The parks are lovely. There's so many nice trees. Not that I go there all the time or anything. But you know, that's a lovely thing. The people are so lovely. I love the whole uni atmosphere of Sheffield. When is it okay to start celebrating Christmas? Look, I say from the 1st of December you can go all out. But I always allow myself one day on the 1st of November to just listen to Christmas songs, like tide myself over. On this year for the 1st of November, I was sat still drunk in my kitchen at about 5 AM with 2 of my housemates listening to Leslie Odom Jr.'s Christmas album on repeat. So, you know, that was this year. Any advice for a first year student? Yeah, lots. Go watch all of my other videos. How is it living in a student house? Literally great. I don't know how I'd cope if I was living in a big student house. I've lived in this house of 4 for, this is my 2nd year living here now, with the same people. I liked halls. Houses are definitely better than halls though, so. How do you balance uni and YouTube? I don't, because I've been neglecting YouTube since uni started. I'm gonna try and get better though. Opinions on Jaffa cakes? Love them an awful lot. Any plans for after uni? Oh god. So part of me wants to stay in Sheffield for a year. Part of me wants to move to London and get started on my career there. Part of me wants to au pair in Australia. Part of me wants to travel Europe. Part of me wants to go work in Disney World for a year. Part of me wants to travel to Asia. So No is a short answer. How do you deal with loneliness and staying happy in this weird time? A good question. I think you've just got to make plans with people, whether it's doing stuff with the people who you live with or a FaceTime with a friend from home. Just don't let yourself stay isolated. Like, if you're feeling lonely, go sit in a communal area in your house or halls and just talk to other people, you know? Which holiday is better, Halloween or Christmas? Christmas? What kind of question is that? Favourite thing about online learning, that I can get out of bed half an hour before opposed to like an hour and a half. Any travel plans for 2021? Not currently. I would love to have some, but it's just so tricky to book things at the minute. How are you doing generally? Happy, healthy, thriving? Yeah, I think so, but I'm doing pretty well at the minute. I think this year has probably been the worst of my life, but I feel like that's the case for a lot of people. Certainly January, February were great. March was maybe the worst month I've ever had in my life ever. Okay, not the whole of March, like the latter part of March, I guess. And April, that was shit. But life picked up since then, and since I've come back to uni, I've been a lot happier. We're doing well. We're doing okay. What has been your proudest moment in your life so far? Christ. Getting accepted onto the Disney college program, international college program, cultural exchange program, whatever you want to call it, that was a huge milestone for me, because that has been something that I've been striving towards since I was like 7 years old, but obviously it got cancelled. So I'd say I was really proud that I got onto that program. But other than that, maybe when I played Mrs. Lovett in Sweeney Todd when I was 18, or when I played the witch in Into the Woods when I was 18. So that was a big role and something that I never thought I'd be cast in, because I didn't consider myself someone who could do that kind of role, but I did it, which was great. And other than that, it would be when I worked at camp. Would you consider doing the CRP again when it begins again? So that's the Disney program that I was talking about before. So I got the job for the cultural exchange program, which is a 2 to 3 month sort of placement working in Disney. You work in any of the parks. I was going to be in merchandise, which effectively meant a shop. And that was my ideal, perfect thing. But you can only apply to do that when you're in your 2nd or 3rd year of university. I don't think that's going to be happening next summer somehow. So I've now missed out on the chance to do that program. It's shit. But the CRP is the Cultural Representative Program, which is when you work in the UK Pavilion in the park Epcot in Orlando, Florida. But it's a year-long program. I'm not going to rule it out, but I don't think it's likely that I'd do it. Even if I decided to apply, I don't think I'd get on to the program, because it's a lot more competitive. There's a lot fewer spaces. I'm also not sure if I want to apply. I'm also not sure if I want to like give up an entire year of my life to work in Disney. Who is your favourite housemate? Thank you for that question, Harry. I'd have to go with Emily, to be honest. Sorry, Will. What takes up the majority of your time at the minute? That's a really good question. I'd say it's a toss-up between uni work, SUPAS, which is my performing arts society that I'm in, and watching BTS videos on YouTube. What is Notion? Brand deal incoming. This is another Harry question. Go watch Jade's video. She'll explain it better than I can. Although Notion, if you're here and you want to sponsor me, hello. Tea or coffee, and why? Tea. I love the smell of coffee, but I hate the taste. It's just too bitter for me. I wish I liked it, but I don't, so tea all the way. Favourite season? I want to say autumn, you know. I love autumn. It makes my heart happy. I love winter because Christmas and my birthday, but it is really cold. Summer, I like in theory, but when you've got thighs as thick as these, it's not very comfortable all the time. Who do you think will win the Premier League this year? Chudley Cannons? That was a little Harry Potter joke for anyone who didn't understand. I don't understand football. Tips for boosting self-confidence. I just say, like, wear what you want. Try not to give a fuck what anyone else thinks. You do you, babes, you know? What's your dream role? I mean, I've literally played 2 of them, like I said before, Mrs. Lovett and The Witch from Into the Woods. They were like 2 of my dream roles. I'd say Madame Thénardier in Les Mis. Obviously like Fantine in Les Mis, but I'm not really her type, let's be real. I'd love to play Nancy in Oliver, maybe. What's your one must-have uni item? My cuddly bear, Winnie the Pooh. Okay, I think that's all the questions I probably have time to answer. This is probably quite a long video now. Thank you for all of the questions if you did send one in, much appreciated. If you've got any other questions, like, feel free to ask them on Instagram or leave them in the comments. Maybe I'll do another Q&A one day. If you've got any idea of what content you would like to see, also let me know, because I'm running out of ideas. And I think that's everything I have, so subscribe, like, all the nice things, follow me on Instagram, turn on that notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye. Oh god, I can't reach. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, bye.